What you want, son?
Did a lady come in here?
No, you're not.
Watch it, Tonto.
Who is he, Eric?
Dunno.
Look. And Harry, wipe the table.
It's a Phil.
I reckon he's done me a favour. What's the name?
Fishy David Power.
Give Martin and Peter a one of each. Tell them to dump him and I'll come visit him for a bit. Who's the boy?
I don't know.
They come here looking for you. Still, a lot of people come here looking for us, don't they?
I think you better change your car.
God, you stink of booze. All right, come on through.
Look, I'll take it in. Might do me some good. Yeah. Now, you went out to get a 4-line statement producing one document, a bent cheque from one bank in Piccadilly. You wind up in Ilford, half drowned in whiskey, your funny hat and your motor car stuck in Golland Street. Why? Maggie, while he's unscrambling his brain, you mind telling me why he was out on his own?
TDC Manley's off sick. I told him he was to help out in the office.
I'm listening.
Well, I saw this woman I know, sir, getting out of a Merc. She's always around a lot, sir, very upmarket. I don't know her name, but I thought I'd have a word. Well, you never know, but she might come up with something. I followed her into the Windsor Club, where I inquired of 2 flower pot men where she was. And that's all I can remember, sir.
What made you think she had anything to offer?
Well, a year and a bit ago, she was being gone over for a bag by a couple of yobs, and I stepped in. She said, I know a bit up West Copper, I owe you one. I thought maybe this was my chance to collect.
No particulars of the car?
No, Mum.
You've been in this department as a temporary.
2 months, sir.
Unwritten law in this office, you do not go into those places alone in plain clothes. You never know what you might catch. Go home, sleep it off. I want you back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. First job, detailed statement of what happened.
I'll do it now, sir.
No, you won't.
Sir, I never drank, sir.
Power, not even as clumsy an idiot as you could have spilt an entire bottle down the front of his dress. Out.
Everything okay?
I won't be making chief super as quickly as I thought.
But you'll be available?
Any time.
Why not now?
Now, the man's clever, ambitious, and very funny.
Comics I do not need.
Oh, I do.
Bloody salt!
Oh, I'll get some water. Sir, it's locked. You've got the key?
That door was unlocked when your joke... That maniac's going to be wearing a top hat tomorrow. TDC power still there?
No, sir. He's gone home. Wounded.
Well, look, don't ask me how, but I've managed to lock myself in. So get downstairs, get a spare key, and move it, would you? Well, tell me, what is he all about? He's only been here a dog watch. Already more's happened to him than a bottle of vodka.
That club? Well, they're so sure of themselves they can smack a copper on their premises. That's a nonsense.
If they panicked, they're hiding something. If they didn't, they're very naughty. I'll get Bob Croft to check out the club section. And you can take Bob Hope there up to C11. He reckons he was well dressed.
Your key, sir?
Good evening, ladies and worms. And welcome to all you chronically ill who've managed it here tonight. No doubt you're even more grateful than we are that you could make it. Management tells me it was sheer hell out there in the lobby. Wheelchairs smashing into crutches, leg irons clinking against life support machines. Gee, what a metal salad. But you're here, and that's all that matters. How many spastics? You, sir. Are you a spastic? Hmm? You are spastic. Yes, sir, you, sir. Are you one dithering, I won't admit it, in case the neighbors run away spastic? Good. Well done. 2, 3. It's great coming out, yeah? Yeah. And do we have a multiple sclerotic in the audience here tonight? You, lady. What particular injustice has the good Lord laid on your life?
Why are you home early?
You hiding in the dark?
Answer.
Proclaim your disease, lady. I'm MS, a mess. Sing with it. Enjoy hating it.
Shut up, Dave.
Sing it.
Dave!
Shout it out.
Is this your way of getting back at me?
Is that what you think?
No. But don't make me laugh for what I am. I know how you mean it, but don't. I hate pity just as much as you hate self-pity.
Good.
What's this?
Trying to make something happen.
What does that mean?
It means just that. I want something to happen.
Now, my governor does not appreciate his officers being done over by very tiny men, or anybody else for that matter.
Told you. He come in, he had a bit of drink in him. He went off with a bird.
He described you, and Quasimodo here.
Yeah, he had to cover himself.
Who booked him in?
Oh, Mr. Green, I think, some geezer.
You remember?
Oh, yeah. He's not around, though. He's hit from the sticks.
Yeah, how many drinks?
It's difficult to say, isn't it?
Right,
You know
are you
what I
saying
mean?
my officer was drunk?
No, I'm not
Now,
saying...
you've told me drinking and procuring a woman on duty. I take it you're prepared to make a complaint of corruption.
Look, I might be saying this to you, but I'm not putting nothing down on paper.
Mr. Black, Mr. White, Mr. Green. It's enough to send you colourblind.
Gov, you better come up here.
Epsom, Ascot, boats, clubs, hotels, Hilton, boxing. What do you want for starters?
Clubs and hotels? Okay, thanks, Daddy. Right, now, you say she's in the fur coat bracket, right? So, her hairstyle could have changed and she'd have left the coat at the door.
Where'd you get these?
Head down, never mind where. And you don't talk about these books when you get out.
Does his wife know about this bloke?
Just find the lady, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mastermind here, can't see it. But if anything happened down there...
With Mr. Black or Mr. Green?
It would have been seen from here. Otherwise, Harry, why have the eye?
Is that logical? Is that a comb? Now, are you going to tell me, or am I going to lift you, Harold Stemp, who it is who runs this pit? Huh?
Mr. Dennis Connor.
Yeah, right. His name is on the drinks licence, but who sits there and organises the mutilation of young police officers?
Oi! Have you got a W for that?
Oh, goody. He's going to complain.
Listen to the man.
Who, Eric?
Mr. Connor.
And where can I contact Mr. Connor?
Adelaide.
Do you have the address?
No. He's been gone 3 weeks.
Nothing's been opened here for a fortnight.
Yeah, welcome aboard the Marie Celeste.
Not any joy?
No, Mum. But I've seen more MPs in the House of Commons.
I'm on you slacking.
You know you wanted anything else on that tray of rings, gang, Mum? Here a minute.
Ah. Listen, I'm off down the robbery squad office for half an hour. When you're done, go up to the canteen and get yourself a cup of tea. Keep off the salt, and I'll meet you up there.
I want to see Mr. Russell.
Why?
Personal.
Hey, sit down. Well, come on, Jen. There's nobody here. You can tell me.
God, I'm going to kill him. He's disgusting.
What, the old man?
TDC power. He put that look-through plastic easy grip or whatever it is over the toilet bowl, under the seat. You see?
And you sat...
Yes, I sat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get someone to bail you out.
No, Joy? No, Sarge. Thanks. Here. Give us a hand, then.
Well, I don't know where we can go. Something happened, he was smacked somewhere, and the idiot did go in there on his own.
Maggie?
Oh, I don't know. Since he came up with nothing in C11, I say put it down to experience, and he lives to fight another day.
No, 28 days at the most. Then, unless there's a vast improvement, he's back wearing a top hat.
But this could come back on us.
Well, put it in your diary. You'll be covered, won't you?
What is your TDC?
Yeah, all right, enough. It's done.
Look, you think back to when you were aide to CID. You telling me you weren't over keen, that you never made mistakes? That you weren't some gauble Tarzan looking for an English jungle to flatten?
It's a team here, so you keep telling me. We don't want some high flyer thinking birds are for after
Come
lunch.
on, he was on police work, looking for a potential informant. Give him that much.
6:10, my old member. She wants us on the plot at 7:30. What are we going to do till then? Oi, wake up. What about grub? And don't say we're having a pint. I'm fed up with trying to get my fishing tackle down that trap hole.
Run me to West Hampstead.
Oh, of course, Sir David. You can't go off the manor. What do you want? Your other ball chewed off?
It won't take long. We'll be back.
What's it for?
I want to see a man. It won't take long.
All right. But I ain't with you.
Good night, Lady Swan. Good night, Sir John. Right, what was it again?
Malcolm Webster.
He's gone.
Where?
I don't know who you are, son, but I'll give you some free advice. I don't talk about good tippers. You're not of this matter.
7 Dials. It's about the nicking of expensive car radios.
He's got a chauffeur.
Is he here?
I told you he's gone a month ago. The chauffeur comes round once a week to pick up the mail, and that's all.
That's, John Henry McGilvin?
McGilvin, Gushmilvin, how should I know? There's no forwarding address.
Hello, Miss Sloane.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Or is it Mrs. Ogden? I helped you out a couple of years ago in Small Street.
Oh.
You said you owed me one.
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you.
You have a way with older women.
Thank you.
No offence.
What are you now? Sergeant?
No, I'm working on the really big one. Permanent detective constable.
Come in.
Thank you.
How did you get my name?
But my superiors don't like their officers thumped over the head.
I take it that means something.
The Windsor Club?
Where on earth's that?
I followed you there 2 days ago.
Mr.
Dave.
Acting constable. I've never been in any Windsor club.
Southampton Mews, Gollum Street. It's manned by 2 unhealthy midgets.
Do your superiors know you're here?
Of course.
Don't you come in twos?
All right, look, I'll do a deal.
I think you're being very silly. What superiors would allow you to make a deal?
You seem more shocked by that than being asked to make a deal. Do it all the time, do you? My inspector's name is Forbes. Do you want her number?
In return? Let's get this straight, Dave.
TDC Power.
In return for you not questioning me about my alleged presence in a club I don't know, I can offer you something. Are you mad?
I don't like being thumped over the head, and I've offered you my inspector's number. I think I'm diabolically sane.
I don't think you know what you're doing.
I think you know lots of things, Miss Sloane. Now, all I want is a favour. A little message that something's going to happen. Preferably that you're not involved in. Villainy, not a hot dog or buying a radio. Now, I think you can help me because, despite appearances to the contrary, you're not a clean lady. You've been mentioned in dispatches. Otherwise, my presence here would be an insult. And I'd like to know, before Mr. McGilvern comes back and finds you talking to the filth.
That's 7 dials. Don't be stupid. This is for you, not your superiors.
And they want you straight round.
Inspector, for you.
Thanks.
D.I. Forbes?
D.I. Inchmore, West Hampstead. You got a DC Power in your strength?
TDC Power.
It's been on my turf. Why?
Making inquiries?
He spoke to the head porter at Nightingale Mansions. A gentleman who tells us everything. And he's a bit choked with your man's flash manner.
Didn't he tip him enough?
The man deals with the people there. Some are tasty, some are very rich, some over the side with high-class crumpet. But they all want to be anonymous. The man has to be very careful, so he only deals with me. If you want something, love, ring me. Don't send the kiddies.
You've been sending Power and Manley on inquiries to West Hampstead?
No.
What time's he due on?
6 till 2.
No, the robbery squad want what?
You, back at the factory. They've got 2 birds and a bloke for the rings. It's not a bad swap.
Right, well, that'll take me to about 10 tonight. Look, I'll be back, and I want Power standing here to attention.
I'll tell him. I'm on late. He's 101% bananas.
Where can I dump these?
Wherever's available.
That idiot. Around your knees, you're going to be out on your legs in there.
Power. How much annual leave you got left?
10 days, sir.
Wrong, you've got 7. You're taking 3 days off. That takes us up Sunday. Monday, you are back in uniform. I'll be informing the commander. You want to be a clown, you can be a clown in uniform, branch up. Cop!
paying for my near side front bumper to be shiny and dentless.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, now that your partiality for the helmet has been rewarded, tell me what the hell makes you bounce? We've been told you were in West Hampstead last night. What for? Not enough crime for you in the West End, or what? What time?
6:20, ma'am.
Who gave you permission?
I had an inquiry to finish,
You
ma'am.
didn't answer the question.
Nobody, ma'am.
Look, you're bright, but I am not thick.
What's the complaint, ma'am?
Being flashed with a police friend. Now, what inquiry?
Related to car radio theft, ma'am.
Did you find him?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything you want to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Tomorrow morning, I want you back here, all outstanding work cleared and on this desk by 10 o'clock without fail.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you leave the building straight away afterwards. On your way out, send in TDC Manley. I'll have to find him another buck.
Yes? Can I speak to David Power, please?
Hello?
Margaret Sloane. I have some news for you. Where can we meet in the next hour?
Anywhere but the club.
Can you come here?
I hear you.
You'll find it can't wait.
Who was she?
I'll be back in time for lunch. Love you.
But I've got to be at sell-offs by 2.
That's the one. The old man lives next door. He brings the heavy stuff home in his pocket. The van's a decoy. But before the goals can get out, you do the business. All right, I say?
I'm D.I. Forbes. You rang, remember? This is WDC Downton.
Come in.
Go through.
Thanks for being tactful. Most people want to do everything for you, except change places.
You're David's sister. Only there was no mention of...
Both loathe pity. This happened to me 5 years ago. It's getting worse all the time. Look, I don't mind him missing dinner, but I should have been at the clinic an hour and a half ago. I don't understand. He never lets me down. If you'd have put him on something special, he'd have told me. Makes every arrangement pat.
Miss Power, he's on 3 days' leave.
Don't be bloody stupid. He's got 10 days off in a month. But we're going to Scotland.
I think we'd better go a bit slower.
Don't patronise.
All right. This doesn't exist. You're nobody special. You're just the rather rude sister of a young cop who's about to be returned to uniform. TDC Power was guilty of just one too many acts of individualism last night, and he's on 3 days' leave. Look, I'm here partly because of your panic on the phone, and partly because this morning, once again, he failed to follow an instruction at 10 o'clock. Why wasn't he with me at 10 this morning? Have you got any idea?
Last night, was he mucking about, doing his Lenny Bruce?
No. He was somewhere where he shouldn't have been.
Where?
Hampstead.
Was it a woman?
Why?
Well, he did have a call. Just after 9. It made him elated. It takes a lot to do that.
Down the office, we can't stop him.
Dave's got one ambition, and that's to be a detective, and that's all. And I love him.
You think it was a woman?
Well, when he's on the phone, if it's police work, he faces me. Like he wants me to join in to share it.
And this time he turned away?
Do you know what's happening?
No. Look, have you got any idea what was said on that phone?
He said any word but the club.
The lad has gone missing 1/2 day.
Back there in that wide, wide flat is a sister with multiple sclerosis who never smiles.
Oh, nor would I.
Right. Nor would he leave her. For what it's worth, I think that's what all this monkeying around is about. Release from that room.
What is your TDC?
Yes. I've missed something.
Well, nobody above me is going to blame you. What about C11?
It was nothing.
How can you be sure? Remember, he tells us a load of fanny, right? Now, were you with him all the time?
No. But if I go back, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Cherchez la femme.
Right. Now, if he doesn't show his head by 6 o'clock, you tune that club up. Now, what about you?
Nightingale Mansions. He made inquiries about car radios.
What's he up to now?
Can't be found.
Radios, forget it. Anyone here with less than £100,000 in readies is a peasant.
What did he ask for?
A resident, Mr. Webster. I told him he'd gone to Australia 3 weeks ago.
Anything else?
Well, I told your boy that the chauffeur comes round every now and again to collect the mail, but that's all. I took a look at Mr. Webster's flat. It's as clean as a whistle. Nothing's been moved.
Can I look at it?
I'll guard the gate.
Right.
The Windsor Club?
Give me Detective Inspector Croft.
Croft here.
You know Eric the Bold came up with a handle for the owner? I think you can try the name Webster for size. Only he's in Aussie land as well. Must rush.
Right, the owner's name again is Webster. Now, before I ransack the genius of Criminal Records Office, perhaps you could tell me everything you know about the name Webster. Webster was much possessed by death. He saw the skull beneath the skin. Webster Connor Webster.
His name is Mr. Connors.
Harry, you are a politician.
I just thought it might help Mr. Croft winkle something out of the midgets.
People are doing too much without my permission.
Oh. Good evening, Eric. Customs and Excise will be popping in, look at your spirit bottles, public health, to inspect the lavatories, sinks, kitchens. It'll look together to us. Now, I've been discussing politics or the art of the possible with Harry there. Now, is there any chance that maybe you know the name Webster?
No.
Where have you been?
What?
Your visitor's book is rubbish.
So?
We want you to come along with us
You
and make a
can't
statement.
have me over the cars, even.
Yeah, the one Mr. Webster is in Adelaide. Are you in charge?
Mr. Connors away, and yeah, I'm in charge.
Where's your displayed bar licence? Where's your gaming licence? I think we've got enough to be going on.
I want to ring a brief.
At the nick you can. Yeah, you're allowed one call.
What's something, anything to stop that sister ringing me every 5 minutes, yes?
I think our lady's name is probably Margaret Sloane. Kilburn, now.
You onto something?
Yeah, the boy is bright. He took your point. I don't know, Power had seen a photograph, and I don't know, obviously wanted to keep the contents from us. He checked the CRO number, looked up the files in CRI. It seems that Our Lady had been seen with 2 gentlemen, twice with James Ogden.
Jimmy got out 20 years ago.
And once with Malcolm Webster, who until a month ago was living at Nightingale Mansions, where Power was last making inquiries. Now, in Webster's file, there was this report of a damage-only car accident. It gives Webster's address and that of his chauffeur, John Henry McGilvin.
Margaret Sloane declined an address, so we still don't know where she lives.
Yes, we do know that the chauffeur lives in Kilburn. Mr. Solomon, I need to know how much is missing. Now, you tell me that this is paste.
Inspector, I have an extremely wealthy international clientele. I work by word of mouth. That is a decoy. The van was a decoy. My whole life is a decoy, but my overcoat is not. Please, Inspector, find my overcoat.
Mr. Solomon displays high-class goods at private venues. He has a series of decoys, but he puts the real Tom in his coat and travels home separately.
To what value?
£1,370,000.
Not the insurance money, Mr. Solomon, the real value.
Oh, retail? Well, 3 million. They are rings and loose stones that can be hidden in a coat.
Robbery squad being informed?
Yes, they'll supply 6, but it's to be our incident room. We'd better get on with it.
Mr. Solomon, we've been talking to the security van driver. Now, he thinks they knew the van was a decoy. He also has the feeling that he was allowed to escape.
And that gave my assailants time to do their job on me.
So what we're talking about, Mr. Solomon, is information. I want the address of every place you've used over the past 12 months, the name of every client you've had during that period, also full details of your decoy arrangements, yes?
And if they knew about the coat?
Made for the job.
We'll need to know the name of the tailor.
He's a wonderful tailor. I met him during the war, but as a warrior, unknown.
Can you get Mr. Solomon a car?
Oh, thank you very much.
Hey, is the chief free?
2 seconds.
That chauffeur's address, nobody in the place, empty. Neighbours reckon he was there yesterday. He lives alone.
You want a night elbow on him? Okay, right.
Sir, that file you want on Ogden.
Yeah?
It's gone from CRO, and there's something else. Interpol have been asking for it.
Why?
They got an express message sent to all UK ports. Ogden may be on a yacht, the Delmora, may be heading for this country.
Come on, with this form, it'd be suicide.
Well, all they know is Ogden's disappeared, a yacht's gone, the message is something to do with terrorism. Well, it's a general alert on tasty folk they want to watch. It's all very vague, but...
God, we better peddle our pies.
No, I'm not so sure. Our joker, Power turns up, all this begins, Staten, right? Jake, get back to Interpol, Customs and Excise, see what you can find out about that boat and Ogden. Here, take that with you.
Right, sir.
I preferred it with salt.
Where is our joker, by the way?
Right, thanks, Jim. The Delmora's moored at St. Catherine's Dock. Customs Excise has been on for a normal check, and it's only in for 48 hours.
Ogden on it?
Passengers, 1 male and Mr. Featherstone of La Rochelle, and 2 ladies.
How old's this Featherstone bloke?
They're going to phone back with complete description. Sure. They've got to get hold of the 2 geezers.
Good night. Surprise, surprise. The motor they left in the Mews is not on the computer yet from Swansea.
Wouldn't be, would it? They'd ring it.
I just got the police liaison officer out of bed. The vehicle's down to your friend Ogden.
No. No, I don't believe it. When I was aide to CID, my governor would have sold his old mum to get Jimmy for a box of matches, much less $3 million. It's being stitched up, isn't it? It's all too pat. Do you want to come?
I'm still responsible for a TDC I can't find.
Right. Troops out, 3 cars, 5 minutes, yes? Tell H Division Customs the next time. Right. Hello? Yes, sorry about that.
Mr. Featherstone, Customs.
What the hell are you doing back here, eh?
Don't believe it, do you, copper? Well, tell me I look good. What do you think, Inspector?
You're an old man. Rich, maybe. You didn't need that. Or is that just a taster? With big enough stuff still to come, enough to winkle you off the continent, eh? And you are the registered owner of a vehicle SMW 194S?
You believe that?
No. No, I don't believe it. But I'll use it.
You keep the car crap a mile away from me, will you? You asked me in about recent possession. Apparently from a robbery only 5 hours old. I'll get a good brief, plead to receiving 1 ring, and do my bird like a good little boy.
That is worth £210,000. Now, you're not going to get much change out of 10 years, are you? And at your age?
So to lessen the pain, I'm going to tell you about my wife.
Margaret Sloane.
When I was in this manor, I never had women inspectors. Nice to see it.
Is she Mrs. Ogden?
More in a business sense now, though.
Doesn't show on your files.
I always found, Inspector, that in my line, it helps if nothing appears on your files.
Sort of women's lib. She runs the stuff here while you stay away.
Only we both agree she's gone too far this time. Probably getting greedy, fitting me up. And a terrible taste in cars.
Oh, she's young. Youngish. And you're old.
Sex? You get over it, copper. As you must know. But thieving off your own, that's unforgivable.
So, what are you offering?
I could do 4 weeks closed and 3 years and an open nick. I'm a receiver, non-violent, home-loving man. You can help me with that. So what do you want?
The whereabouts of a young police officer. Your wife offered him information.
She's not sleeping with the law as well. Afraid for him, are you?
Yes.
She wouldn't do anything. But the character with her would.
Webster.
So, where can we collect your wife?
Hello.
Come on, grab it! Get the cuffs! All right.
Where's Margaret Sloane?
Who?
Margaret Ogden.
Which one?
The one you know.
Ah, piss off!
Rather a lot of cases for one.
Who you say again, love?
You heard.
Oh, piss off, do you hear that?
Mr. Connors. I thought you were already in Australia. Right, you bastard. Where's my officer? You heard that, Mr. Webster?
What you on about?
You see, normally, Eric, The technique is to take you for questioning upstairs, so you get used to a sense of freedom. You know, not being in a cell, but obviously you like it down here.
You tire me.
Ah, come on. Managers are drinkers are night birds. Now, me, I'm tired. I'm tired of missing out on things. Now, here's you and me chatting about one-armed bandits while my colleagues upstairs are zooming around arresting high flyers. You don't believe me?
Yeah, I was born yesterday.
Well, father unknown. Now, you seem to mix up the name Connor and Webster, so let's try another one, a neighbour of yours. And I warn you, Eric, it's getting a wee bit heavier than public health inspection.
What?
Robbery.
When?
11 o'clock last night.
I was in here, I guess.
Yeah, you never heard of conspiracy, huh? Eric Ward, this is your life. 7 years will be a prosecution witness.
You never give up, do you? What for?
Fitting up Jimmy Ogden. Or getting rid of a perfectly good police officer.
Jimmy Ogden?
Your neighbour. I'll show you. Come on. So, all I want from you is a detailed account of your movements over the last 2 weeks, minute by minute. Do you hear me? Now, where were you before you came into the Windsor Club last night, Eric?
Don't say nothing, Jimmy! Don't say nothing! All right, you flipping bastards, leave it! I said all right.
Try again.
Don't run away, Miss Sloane. Plenty of my colleagues around. And don't go in there either. Mr. Webster's left it in a bit of a state.
Who?
May I have the key?
Down to the main road, turn right, Squire.
All right, let me suggest what happened. If there's jewellery in there, you're part of a robbery. If there's cash in there, then I suggest you really stitched your hubby up. Left him with one ring to get caught with while you spend the early hours of the morning settling with another fence. What is this money?
Mine, over the years.
Well, we'll have it counted, but how much would you say? I mean, what would you get for 1 1/3 million? A quarter value? 300,000?
This is my money.
Drawn where?
Accumulated.
No, I'm sorry, Margaret, it won't do. Eric's been talking, and your boyfriend has told us all about it.
I represent my husband's business interests in this country. Bank statements.
Now, what
will
I
show-
can't work out is you managed to get your hubby back here. You neatly stitched him up. Why didn't you tell us he was in St. Catherine's? I mean, that's what you wanted, wasn't it? Us jumping over there to nail him? He was here for 48 hours. Or were you busy doing something else? With a copper?
My husband
It's
will...
downstairs. Where were you, Mrs. Ogden? All day yesterday and this morning, up to an hour ago. Where were you?
don't want to phone anybody. I've got nothing to hide.
What have you done with my brother?
I don't know your brother.
You asked for him.
Is this the voice you heard on the phone?
Yes.
You know, you haven't got a cat in hell's chance of getting a jury to accept voice evidence like that. Even with her in a wheelchair and all the sympathy in the world.
She says that's the voice.
You can prosecute without a body, yes, but you've got to have something to go with it. Find the body, and it might stick.
Oh, joker.